Today I am talking with Desveaux from the Sydney, Australia area. Melissa has a story that she has shared with her readers about how she lost 4 of her 6 pregnancies, which she published as a book, My Life of Loss. And then she published Comfort for the Tears, Light for the Way, which is a collection of memoirs written by parents and their families who have endured loss of a baby or an infant, have struggled to fall pregnant, and have had premature babies. It's an inspirational, heartbreaking, and heartwarming collection. Hello, Melissa.
Hello, Patricia. How are you?
I am doing just great. It's so nice to have you
Lovely to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
here. Yeah, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank
This
you.
is a really tough topic for most of us to even consider, although I know it happens to a lot of families. Can you briefly tell us your story?
Yeah. So as you've mentioned, I've had four pregnancy losses. I've had 3 miscarriages, and I've also had a stillborn baby. My first pregnancy was late in 2007. 2007. I miscarried after 9 weeks. Um, it was very emotional. It was a huge shock to me. Um, and because it was my first pregnancy, I really didn't know how to deal with it. Um, but I moved on, not moved on in a sense, but I really wanted a baby, so we tried again, and I fell pregnant for the second time. Um, and we thought it was going fine until about 18 weeks, where Um, I had a scan done, and the scan showed that the baby wasn't growing, and it wasn't growing to a size like the gestational size. So I had many blood tests, many scans done, but it wasn't growing to what it should have been. Um, and basically, my doctor told me that there's no way it's going to survive. So we basically just waited, like we waited for it to grow, but there was no sign in growth, during that 10-week period. And then um, she basically passed away at 28 weeks, and she was just 360 grams. So I don't know if you can imagine a little baby that's very tiny, and you're holding her, and it's just it's she's lifeless, like she's not breathing. It was very, very heartbreaking, and I think that was um the worst time in my life I actually experienced something so devastating. And then we had to go through the process of going, having a funeral for her, and then grieving, and it was just a really, really emotional time. Um, but as I said, we didn't want to give up on having a baby, so 6 months later, I was pregnant again, and I miscarried. So my third pregnancy loss. Um, and I think that was about 7 or 8 weeks that I lost that baby. Um, and I was like so scared that I wasn't going to have a healthy baby. It was taking a toll on me already. Um, but I did fall pregnant again, and my firstborn child, he was born at 38 weeks and 4 days, and he was healthy. He was fine. The only complication I had with him was he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck, so I had to have an emergency cesarean. which was very scary because I had no idea what I was doing. But he was fine in the end, which was, you know, a big relief. So going on 2.5 years, I fell pregnant again. This was another miscarriage that I had, probably around 8 or 9 weeks. And it killed me. Like, I couldn't bear to go through another pregnancy. It was 3 pregnancies already lost. You know, I've had a healthy baby, which was my my, you know, being, so to speak. Like, I, you know, I wanted to continue being positive for my son rather than being sad that I've lost another baby. So I, you know, tried to become positive, even though I didn't feel it at the time. But from there, I waited another year or so, and I felt, you know, comfortable enough to try again for another baby, and I did. And my my sixth pregnancy, my son was born. My second son was born 3.5 years or 3 years and a little bit after my first child was born, and he came out healthy as well. But I did have to have a cesarean with him as well, because I had like a few complications right at the end. So I didn't get any like normal pregnancy, so to speak. So like every one of them was, you know, like I never had an easy pregnancy, right, you know, right through to the end. Yeah, but you know, I'm very happy that, you know, both of them now are very healthy, and you know, my oldest one now is 6, sorry, and you know, the other one is 3.5. So yeah, they keep me on my feet, definitely.
Yes, yes, they sure would. I, I don't think it would occur to most women to. I think many feel it's just too private to share. So much for the makeup. It would certainly be therapeutic, although it's not a loss one can forget. Why or how did you decide to write about this?
Well, I started writing straight after my daughter was born. We named her Charlize. She, instead of grieving, so to speak, I mean, I did grieve. I grieved for, you know, more than 6 months. But to help me with that grief, I started writing. Like, as soon as I came back, like maybe a week or so after I had lost her, I just started writing. I just wrote about the birth, um, from beginning to end. You know, as soon as like I fell pregnant, and it was when I was on maternity leave. So, you know, and I put a little book together, you know, with all the memories, with flowers I received, with cards, with everything. You know, I just put everything into a book just for her memory. And then my first son, sorry, my first son was born, and I thought, you know, I could probably start up a blog or something. So I did. I wrote my first pregnancy, then obviously I put my second pregnancy in, and then my third, and then when my son was born, I added him in, and then I added my fifth pregnancy, and then when Ethan was born, so I showed, you know, like pregnancy photos, and then, you know, I introduced him when he was born onto my blog, and just things like that. And then I decided that I would write a book. I would just put it in a follow through. I just put it in a book, just add more details, and yeah, that's basically how it started. And then I decided that it could help other women, and so I put it online to sell. and hoped for the best, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure this absolutely has helped other women.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know, I mean, yeah, well, my boys, you know, we had normal pregnancies. They're not what you would call normal now, but, you know, they're relatively normal.
Yeah.
Um, but certainly as a mother, I can, you know, you can at least sympathize with the feeling of losing a child. Anyway, where I was trying to go with this was there are certainly many women who have lost children similar to you, and yeah, this would help them. It would help them to know that they aren't the only one, you know, and to find ways to grieve for themselves,
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
right. Definitely does help.
So now you have two children
Yep.
and you're a virtual assistant working from home.
Yep.
I'm guessing that going through all of that kind of changed your priorities about work and family.
Well, I've only just started my business, so I'm still learning quite a bit. Um, and I do have a part-time job, so that's keeping me going at the moment. But yeah, definitely I will be getting more people involved, and hopefully, if I can earn enough money, then I'll be definitely trying to do that full time. So yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah. I know that VAs, once they figure out, you know, how their business model works and who their ideal clients are and how to reach them and how to charge, can make good money.
yeah,
So yeah, you should be able to achieve that. You really should.
yeah.
Um, other than the personally therapeutic benefits, how did writing the first book change things for you? Or maybe a rephrase of the question, maybe what has changed as a result of the book?
Um, there's a lot that's helped me. Um, Basically, my health. I've become more conscious of my health, and of course my experience with pregnancy loss, and then having a family as well. So it's really made me a stronger and better person. And I've met like numerous people, lots and lots of people, especially after writing both my books. And like it was amazing journey just to to experience meeting all these people, and going from me to something a little bit more, basically, if you can say it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's the second book, the compilation. How did that?
Well, it was a follow on, basically. I never really thought about it until after I wrote my first book. Um, and it was after I met some people at a function that I went to. It sort of gave me the idea to help other people, and I just thought that if other people could heal and help their journey through pregnancy loss or any type of pregnancy complication, um, they could definitely benefit and heal by writing. So I thought that the best thing I could do to help them, sorry, my battery's going low, would be to um, talk to these people and see if they would like to write a book as well. So I got onto Facebook and in my group, my Facebook page and my group, and I thought, I asked them if they wanted to write, and they did, and I basically put everything into a book and published it, and that's how it happened, basically.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fabulous.
yeah.
And so then what did this book change for you?
It, I mean, I met a lot of people, and asking for help, changed my experience with being able to actually put a book together, and I just I felt more appreciative and grateful, of the different people that have helped me in this journey, and yeah, I just it's just it was amazing, like something I never thought I could do, but I did. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's good to be able to do things that you didn't think you could do.
yeah.
So how do these books, I know you're very new in business, but have you noticed if these books affect your business at all?
Um, I didn't actually think that my books would be part of my business, but as I was going along, because I'm actually doing a course at the moment, as I was going along and learning more, I think I can incorporate my books into my business and make those those um books part of my business. So I have a few
Uh-huh.
ideas at the moment, but yeah, they're just the ideas at the moment. So hopefully they'll come out soon.
Good, good, good. So are you special in your business? Um, are you able to use your business in some way to help promote the books and kind of the overall cause of, supporting pregnant women and grieving parents and
Yeah, it is something that I am looking at doing, as I said. So in terms of maybe going towards the people that I actually want to be involved with as in my clients. So, I want to go on the path of helping people that help people within pregnancy and bereavement and type of things like that. So, yeah, I think I could
Mhm.
rate it that way. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Um, VA service, your virtual assistant service, honeybees. What services do you offer?
Okay, I offer email support, some administrative type of work, um, email support, and some assistance with self-publishing as well. And I do try to tailor my packages to suit every client. So, obviously it won't be the same cost for every client.
Hmm. So, who's your ideal client? Who are you looking to work with?
Preferably life coaching people, bereavement coaches, and pregnancy coaches, so doulas and those type of people. So because I believe that I'm more inclined to understand their business more, um, and I can personally relate to what they do um, in the background sort of thing. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, it sounds. Yeah, that would be a good way to support people. If people would like to contact you, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Well, they can send me an email or a message through my Facebook pages, and my websites as well. So I don't know if you want me to read them out, but so it's
I'll make
honeybees.
sure.
Yeah, if you just put them in a link or something, because I've got
I'll make
two
sure that
websites.
those are
Yeah,
linked in.
yeah. So honeybees website and my Melissa Desveaux website as well. So that would be the easiest ways.
Excellent, excellent. So I know you're busy with the family and business and
Yeah.
and everything. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much,
Um, I
Patricia.
don't, yeah, I don't see any viewer questions. Try to get those links in the comments so that people.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very
All
much.
right. And you're welcome. And for those of you who are watching this, if you're live, if you're not live, if this is a replay, thank you so much for coming and listening. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in a comment or to stop by Melissa's page and connect with her there. I will have those links in the comments. And Melissa, thank you again so much for taking time out of your busy schedule for us today.
Thank you very much for having me, Patricia. Thank you.
You're welcome. And again, everybody, thank you so much for coming. Be sure to like this post, comments, and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Hang on.